You've heard the hype around DSCR loans and you're ready to use them to scale your rental portfolio. Before you sign on the dotted line, do you actually know how these loans are built? Understanding the nuts and bolts of a DSCR loan structure is the difference between making a rookie mistake and securing a pro-level investment. Today, we are breaking down exactly what you need to know before you close. Finance their rental properties. Term to know number one, loan term. Loan term refers to the length of the loan from first payment date to the maturity date, typically expressed in months or years. Nearly all DSCR loans have 30-year terms, or 360 months, although there are some lenders that offer loans with lower durations such as 15 years or even as long as 40 years. However, 30-year loans are the overwhelming norm for DSCR loans. Time for an FAQ break. What are the typical loan terms for DSCR loans? Length and amortization. DSCR loans typically have 30-year terms and are fully amortizing, although most lenders have an option where only interest payments are required for the first 10 years. Term to know number two, first payment date. The first payment date is the first date of the loan term in which the first full monthly payment is due. This date is going to be the first of the month. Almost all DSCR lenders have payment dates on the first day of the first month that occurs after a full month has occurred since closing. Mortgage loans are paid in arrears, meaning that when a full monthly payment is made, the payment for the interest has accrued or built up over the previous 30 days. This is in contrast with payment structures that are paid in advance. An example of payments that are typically made in advance and are likely familiar to real estate investors are leases, where a lease payment, i.e. rent, is due on the first of the month, and that payment covers the month following that payment. For example, a rent payment made on the 1st of September would cover rent for the full month of September, September 1st through September 30th. In contrast, a debt payment covers interest for the prior month. So in our example, a loan payment made on September 1st would cover interest for the full prior month, or August 1st through August 31st. Because mortgage loans are paid in arrears, the first full monthly payment can only be made after a full month of interest has accrued. So for example, a mortgage loan that is closed in the middle of September, such as with the closing date of September 15th, will have a first payment date of November 1st instead of October 1st. This is because on October 1st, a full 30 days worth of interest would not have accrued. So does that mean that there is no interest due for the rest of the month if a DSCR closes in the middle of the month? Not exactly. In these cases, any interest due for a partial month or the interest remaining in the month in which a loan closes is paid for upfront and at closing. This interest payment, typically lumped in with closing costs and featured in the settlement statement, is calculated based on how many days of interest are left in the month, multiplied by the interest rate on the loan, and referred to as prepaid interest, upfront interest, or stub interest, or per diem interest also. Almost all DSCR loans will have this prepaid interest due at closing and an official first payment date more than a month after closing, with the sole exception of DSCR loans closed exactly on the first of the month, where a full month of interest will get a chance to accrue ahead of the immediately following month. Here's another commonly asked question on this topic. What does stub interest in relation to DSCR loans mean? Stub interest, also called prepaid interest, is the interest due between the DSCR loan's closing date and the end of that same calendar month. It's paid at closing so the loan can begin on a clean monthly amortization schedule. For example, if a DSCR loan closes on July 11th, 2025, interest will be charged for the remaining 21 days of July, calculated as interest rate times the loan amount times 21 divided by 365, and collected at closing. The first full monthly payment, covering interest from August 1st to August 31st, will then be due on September 1st, 2025. Term to know number three, interest rate. The interest rate is annual interest costs on the loan expressed as a percentage. While the vast majority of DSCR loans have fixed interest rates, meaning the interest rate percentage is the same for the entire loan term, some DSCR loans operate on what is referred to as a hybrid fixed-to-ARM structure, where ARM, ARM, stands for adjustable rate mortgage, and the loan starts out with a fixed interest rate for a set number of years, then changes or floats and can go up and down. Hybrid options can be a good choice for some investors, but the structure is complex and solid understanding of all the nuances and provisions is essential before exploring this option. Term to know number four, closing fee or points. A closing fee, often called points or origination points, is a fixed fee typically expressed as a percentage of the loan amount that is charged up front at closing. This represents revenue for DSCR lenders and one of the many ways lenders make their money, along with ongoing interest due. Sometimes, borrowers can pay more in points to lower the interest rate, often called buying down or discount points. This is an option where a borrower will pay more upfront, essentially in exchange for paying less in interest payments every month, and choosing when to pay either more upfront or more each month can depend on multiple factors and preferences. One top benefit of DSCR loans is flexibility. Many DSCR lenders will offer multiple loan quote options with different rates based on how many points are paid, i.e. 3%, 2%, 1%, or 0%, which is often called par. Shrewd borrowers can evaluate multiple combinations of points/rates to tailor their financing optimally for each property in their portfolio. By the way, if you want to see exactly what rate and points you qualify for right now, check out the link in our description to access our 10-minute web application. Term note number 5, fully amortizing. A fully amortizing loan is a fixed monthly payment over the course of the entire loan term, with a portion of the fixed payment going to interest and a portion of the fixed payment going to pay down principal. While the monthly payment will always be the same, the portion of the payment that is interest and the portion of the payment that is principal will change, with the portion that is interest decreasing over the life of the loan. And term note number 6, interest only, or partial IO. While most DSCR loans are fully amortizing, a sizable percentage of loans choose what is commonly but misleadingly called an interest-only structure. This structure means that instead of a fixed monthly payment with a portion of the payment paying interest and a portion paying back principal, only interest is required and no principal is paid back each month. Unlike a fully amortizing structure where the loan balance decreases with each payment, the loan balance stays the same when monthly payments are made. DSCR loans that are structured with the interest-only option typically will receive interest-only payments only for the first 10 years of the loan. For the last 20 years of the loan term, the loan will have a fixed monthly payment amortizing over the last 20 years on what's called a 20-year amortization schedule. As such, it is important for investors to understand that an interest-only option for a DSCR loan likely means a larger, fixed, and amortizing payment after 10 years. Always verify these details. Let's pull this all together with our comparison chart. Fully amortizing versus partial interest-only DSCR loans. Structure. A fully amortizing DSCR loan has a fixed monthly payment, principal plus interest, for the entire term. A partial IO DSCR loan has interest-only payments, no principal, for the first 10 years, then fixed principal plus interest for the remaining 20 years. Monthly payment for years 1 to 10. Fully amortizing has a higher monthly payment, while partial IO has a lower monthly payment for years 11 through 30. Fully amortizing has a lower monthly payment, while partial IO has a higher monthly payment. Loan balance over time. Fully amortizing decreases steadily from the first payment, while partial IO remains unchanged during the first 10 years, then decreases afterward. Balloon payment due at maturity? Both are no. And finally, let's take a look at example payments, assuming a 30-year term, 200K loan at 7%. The fully amortizing loan will be a $2,661 monthly debt service payment for the entire loan term. The partial IO loan would be a $2,333 monthly debt service payment for the first 10 years, and then jump to $3,801 monthly debt service payment for years 11 through 30. Here's one last commonly asked question about DSCR loan structure. Can I get an interest-only DSCR loan to maximize cash flow? Yes, many DSCR loans offer interest-only IO options, which reduce monthly PITI payments and boost cash flow during the early years. However, IO payments typically last for the first 10 years, after which the loan converts to fully amortizing, resulting in higher payments and lower cash flow. This is why they are more accurately referred to as partial IO DSCR loans. And there you have it, the basics of how a DSCR loan is structured. If you want to learn how to navigate them like a pro, head over to harpooncapital.com and fill out our Contact Us form. When you do, we'll send you our completely free ebook, 10 Obstacles for DSCR Loans and How to Overcome Them. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check the description for all the links we mentioned today. Happy investing, and we'll see you in the next video.